Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the Otaku Brothers podcast. My name is Joseph, and I'm alone. I'm alone. Why are you laughing? So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm here alone. Well, I'm not alone. Actually, our manager slash producer Thomas is here in the background. But yeah, we're here. Ben is unfortunately not feeling too well. Him and I hung out this past weekend for my birthday, which is tomorrow, and as well as hanging out with Thomas and some of our other buddies. So he got a little sick. His voice is no longer with us for a bit. So I thought it would be a fun idea to make JoJo's tier list. To just why not? Because JoJo's obviously being the best anime and peak as it is. I just thought it would be a good time. So I'm gonna be doing that. And if I am all over the place, it is because the Cowboys are playing and they're down 3 to the 49ers. This is just, yeah. So if you're a Cowboys fan, you get the pain. But let's just jump right into this tier list. But before we do that, please do make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, all that fun stuff. It means a lot. You guys are killing it. 185. We're 15 subs away, Thomas. Did you have 15 subs? 15 to 200. So yeah, it's thank you guys for the support. And let's get into this tier list. Perfect. Okay, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the tier list. So I'm doing JoJo character rankings, and as you can see, it says here, it says All-Star Battle R tier list, but these are the main characters from out JoJo's, so I was like, okay, this is a good stepping stone, so I apologize for all you Part 8 fans, but let me get rid of those right away. First of all, Bao isn't even from JoJo, so let's just put them there, and then, yeah, no, and then I haven't read Part 8, so they cannot be in the tier list, but this is the characters. These are the characters that I'm thinking of doing. So let's just go ahead and see. We're gonna be going through all the way from Part 1 from Part 7. Obviously, there are some characters in here that I would like to put that are not on here, but it's okay. It is what it is. But let's just start off. We got Jonathan first off in Part 1. Thomas, you've seen JoJo's, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jonathan Joestar?
Yes, Jonathan Joestar. He's the first JoJo. First protagonist. He's good. I think he's, or did I just put him in all right? I think I have to put him in good. He's kind of the standard, right? He is one of the characters that is just like, he's a good guy, but he doesn't have much personality. He's very, straightforward, just your good Boy Scout type beat. So there's definitely better JoJo's. There's definitely better characters, but there's nothing wrong with him. So I'd say he's good. He's, maybe we'll be a little harsh. He is all right, but no, he's good. He's peak. He sets it all off. I think he needs to be good. Okay, so that's Jonathan. We can move these around if we don't like them, by the way. Let me move these. Let me actually make a new tier list. There you go. So, perfect. Let's just do that. Okay, sweet. Okay. Jonathan, we got him B. This is a good start. I like this. Zeppeli, William Zeppeli. This is our boy. From Part 1, he's kind of the guy who teaches Hammond to Jonathan Hamon. I think I'm just gonna put him in all right. He's kind of, yeah. Again, I feel bad. Part 1 gets hate, but it's a good part. It's really good. It's fun. It's exciting. But there's just better stuff. There's just better things. And Zeppeli, he's kind of whatever. He has a cool scene with the frog. So Thomas.
I just want to see.
Oh, you just wanted to see. Oh, okay. Okay, no, yeah. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, we have Zeppeli so far. So I haven't seen these characters.
He's a little bit silly.
He was silly. What's your point? Should he not be there?
Ooh, Silver Chariot.
Yeah, we're working our way there.
Spoiler alert, S tier.
I don't know if he's S tier. But you know who is S tier, Thomas? Speedwagon is S tier.
Speedwagon.
Yes, he's pretty much the reason why like everything after Part 1 happens. He gets a crap ton of money and then ends up being able to, like, he's like the guy.
Oh yeah, the Speedwagon Foundation.
Yeah, exactly, the Speedwagon Foundation. He's the best girl. He's the best girl in JoJo's. Just because he's wifey material. He's always there helping our best boys. So he has to go in S tier.
He's not a girl though, is he?
No, he's not a girl. Everybody says he's like the best wife in the show. So yeah, that's Speedwagon. How's the game looking?
We are in it.
Okay, fun, exciting.
You have CD and Fantasy. You're getting a lot of points.
Yeah. All right, Speedwagon S tier. That's good. We got Dio. So they have both Dios in this. I think they have Part 1 and then Part 3. Yeah, Part 3 as well. So first part Dio. I think they're just both standard villains. So I think I'm gonna put the first Dio in good. Just because he's cool. He kills Jonathan's dog, which wasn't nice. He does, he steals Jonathan's first kiss from Arena, or he kisses Arena, which was crazy.
That was like me, you, and Ben.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's not true. But so yeah, so he's good. He's great. He's a cool guy. He's good. He's not great. He's good. Dio, he's just kind of your standard villain. Again, he's like Jonathan. He goes in just very average. They're supposed to be polar opposites of each other. One's really good, one's really bad, and they do it well. And he's a very menacing villain. He's rude, but he doesn't really have any motive. He doesn't have any substance, and which is what we love. And so yeah, I think for that reason I'm putting him in good. But that's part one done. So here we go. We got part two coming up next. We have Joseph. And Joseph, I think, is a great character. I might be biased, but I mean, honestly, no, I could even put him in S. I think he is one of my favorite JoJos. He's my favorite JoJo, to be honest, because obviously we have the same name. But besides that, he's also just such a great character in part two. He's the reason why part two is so fun to watch. I think he is just very charismatic.
What happened? He almost just threw a pig.
Oh. So yeah, Joseph, he's S tier. I think he's definitely my favorite. He's the best JoJo in my opinion. He's definitely has the best personality. He's great. He's fun. He makes part two so much fun. All the moments of him, the tequila girl, the gun scene with the Tommy gun, him doing his iconic run, and then we also get him in part three as an old man. But I guess this is just young Joseph, so we're not counting the old part because he has his own. So I'm giving it to him. But we're gonna speed run these a bit more. Here goes Caesar Zappelli. That's Caesar. He's the Caesar grandson. Oh my goodness, I just had a brain fart. Okay, Caesar. He's all right. I think I'm gonna put both the Zappellis. He's great. He has the iconic death. Obviously, that drives Joseph forward, but he's just kind of in terms of Joe Bros go, he's definitely one of the least memorable. He was okay. He was very cool. He had a lot of posh, but as far there's other, I gotta compare it to Part Seven's Gyro Zappelli. That's how you do a good character. And Caesar was just, besides having his iconic death, he was okay in my opinion. So yeah,
all over him.
Yeah. So, anyways, next up we got Lisa. Last character out of the main Joe Bros. She's just good. She's alright as well. I think that's the thing. Yeah, in part two, I think the only really good side characters. Actually, why is Stroheim? I guess because he was DLC. He's also. We'll get to him in a second. Yeah, I think all of part two characters are just kind of alright. Even Stroheim, he's awesome. For what he is, he has like the coolest character design out of all of them. The coolest other abilities, but he's just again all right in terms of the side characters in part two. I think they are definitely the most lacking in that in part one. So I gotta put them in just all right. They're good characters in terms of what they do, but I just don't think they're I don't know. Obviously, if I'm saying they're good characters, they should be good. But no, trust the logic in that. I think Lisa, and Caesar are all right side characters. Yeah, they're definitely all right. They don't add much to it. They just add something, to my opinion, for Joseph to talk to. So, and that kind of goes, dude. I might just put all the Pillarmen as well. We got, what is this? I think this is ACDC. This is ACDC. This is WAMU, and then we got Cars. Yeah, I think I might have mixed these two up, but yeah, I mean they're kind of all right. They're just all right, I think, to be honest. Actually, I might even put the not worst or hate. I don't hate any JoJo character. No one's going in hate. All right, this is the lowest I'm going. I think I have to go. So I think they're all going there because as far as other iconic villains, I think there's way better. I think they're definitely the worst out of the main villains. So yeah, all right. But we got moving on to part three. We have Jotaro. Jotaro is a great. Yeah, I'm putting him in great. Screw it. We're counting this as part. Okay, we're not counting. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, we'll count just part three then. In terms of part three characters, Jotaro is one of the better ones. I think he is obviously iconic for who he is. He's when we first get stands. He is whenever you think of JoJo's, most people's first, go to for JoJo characters. So he's just that iconic, I think. And yeah, like I said, whenever you think the franchise, it's him you think of. He is definitely doesn't have the greatest personality. I think Joseph's is better. I think there's other characters like Josuke, Giorno who have more fleshed out. He's kind of the more brooding, evil guy, but he's got flair. He's got that zazz. He's very zesty when it comes to, how much suave he has and possesses. I'm yapping so hard. No, he's good. He's a great JoJo. He's fun to watch. He's very badass. He always gets things done. He's Clint Eastwood inspired, as Araki likes to say, and he does give off that Western cowboy feel, and he makes it very fun whenever he gets in these fights, and that his drive. he's very serious when he is, and then you find out he's doing it for his family and his mom. It's just very beautiful. So I really like Jotaro. I think he's fun, and how he seems brooding at first, but then he has this deeper layer, and his just fights are iconic. His resolve, everything about him is just so cool. So I'm putting him in great for that reason. Uh, Old Joseph, I think I'm gonna put in good. I think I'm gonna put him in good. I think I'd put most of the Crusaders in good. I think actually that's not true. I'm putting. Well, let's just go through them. I think Abdal and Kakyoin. Do I put? I think I might put Kakyoin. Uh, oh my God, what Polnareff and Iggy and Polnar. This is hard. This is tough. I'm doing all this to Stardust Crusaders right now. Okay. I think for let's break this down though. Muhammad Abdal, he's awesome. He's good, but again, he's kind of just out of all the Crusaders, he might just be even all right. I might put him in all right. Not I love I love all these characters. Let me preface that, but I think in terms of the Stardust Crusaders, he's definitely the weakest link. That's crazy that I'm saying that over Iggy, but Iggy was fun. They had more character. They had more character depth, I think. So yeah, I think Avdol was good. He was just kind of the guy who knew about stands and was kind of our, way to get introduced into stands as, he was a friend of Joseph. And then we kind of just get to see him as just somebody who can fight and understand his stand and uh, Red Chariot. What's it called? Is it something Chariot? Or no, it's oh my God, what's his stand called? Magician's Red, right? Yeah, I think Magician's Red. Yeah, there you go. It's Magician's Red. It's a cool stand. It's very simple, but they were fun. They were fun. So he's all right though. It's just in terms of the other Crusaders, there's better ones, and he's just kind of there, to be honest. I forgot the order, but we'll just say Kakyoin and Polnareff. I think they're definitely the better ones. Kakyoin had some cool story. His death is iconic. Polnareff is obviously also iconic. We see him in part 3. We get to see him again in part 5 with Silver Chariot Requiem. He's so much fun. They definitely add the most, Polnareff definitely adds the most, character and the most, charisma to the group, and it makes everything a little more chaotic in a good way. Kakyoin's the more like controlled, developed one. We have his iconic cherry scene with the cherry. So that was awesome. So I think they're great, characters to follow, and they think they're the main 3 reasons why part 4 or part 3 is just so good and fun to watch, in my opinion, is because the dynamic of all of them working together is so good. So it works out. Uh oh. They lost.
We lost.
No, so yeah, Kakyoin, Polnareff goats. Iggy is just good because he was very unique and his stand was so cool. The Fool, and he has one of the cooler deaths. So yeah, Polnareff, Kakyoin, they're great characters. Again, for all those reasons I just said, they're awesome. I love them, and it's why part 3 is so fun to watch. So Iggy is good just because, they're unique. They add, a different diversity to the cast in a way that we hadn't seen up until this point. It was cool getting to see a character that, we at first is so unlikable become a character that's so beloved. And then whenever Iggy eventually sacrifices himself for Polnareff, it was so beautiful. And it was such a touching moment. Definitely one of the sadder deaths in that part. And yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough to see. So I loved it. I liked it a lot. So Iggy's a great character. His relationship with Polnareff was awesome to see, and they were great. Now, rest of these characters from part 3, Whole Horse can. I'm not putting him in good. I'm sorry. I forget her name, but the girl who can control electricity, Pet Shop, Vanilla Ice, there's just alright characters. They're side filler villains. Whole Horse has an argument for good, but I'm putting him in alright. I think that they're just kind of the filler side villains for this part. Pet Shop was again interesting. We get to see Iggy, so we can see that animals can get stands, but they were just okay. All of them. Vanilla Ice was a very cool stand. Whole Horse was sick, but I think there's way better characters, so that's that. Then we got the last character for part 3. We got Dio. He is a great villain. He is literally everything about Dio from part 1, but just times 10 on a higher scale. And that's what makes him so menacing and sick. He is just, every time he was on screen, I was just like, dude, these guys are screwed. They're in trouble. He's such a good villain. He's awesome. I think I'll put him in Jotaro. I'll put him top of great. I'm putting, yes, Speedwagon's up there, yes. All right, I'm not really going to mess around with, but good? Who's the best out of good? I think I'd put Joseph. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So yeah, this is what my list is looking like so far. But yeah, Dio, all caps, Dio, he's just a great guy. Great villain. Great villain. He's so exciting to watch and see. But yeah, he was just, there's something like I said, obviously Dio from part one, he's just menacing and bad, and that's just kind of his shtick. He's supposed to be a parallel and an opposite of to Jonathan's, good. There's like absolute good, absolute evil. But then Dio is just completely menacing and a whole nother scale. We know he's threatening. We've seen his, capabilities. At first, Dio is just kind of this guy in part one who's just a vampire, and you're just like, okay, that's kind of intimidating, but he's not really that powerful. We get to see how powerful Dio becomes in part three, and it's just absolutely terrifying, especially up until that point with the stands. The ability to stop time just seems so overpowered. Obviously nowadays, now in modern JoJo's, there's definitely some other stuff that could probably take care of that, but it's good for what it was at the time, and I think it just because a character, I think he's a great example of a character that it proves that you don't need to have always have super concrete like depth and just below surface level stuff. Like you don't need a reason. He's just a purely evil person, and so I think he's just awesome. But now we got our part four characters. Josuke, another great character from um, part four. He's an awesome JoJo. He's probably one of my favorite ones besides Joseph. He's great. He's adds a lot of depth. He's kind of this combination of Jonathan and Jotaro, I'd say. And he's just really fun to watch throughout part four. Crazy Diamond is such a sick stand. I loved the whole world of Morio, and I think he encapsulates that so well. So yeah, he's going in A. I'm gonna try and speed through this a bit more. Uh, Okuyasu is also great. I think all of the characters from Part 4 are great. But Koichi, actually, Koichi's probably good. Koichi's probably in good. He was fun. Don't get me wrong. Probably, honestly, I'm being generous. Okuyasu's probably in good as well, to be honest. I'm putting them top of good because they were, again, I could say, like, I'd say this is what's so cool about Araki, and you could tell this. His, like, just writing evolves throughout the show. I mean, he's basically like these two are like our Caesar and Lisa, but just with more depth, more development, and just better designs, better thought out stories, and I just think that's so prevalent, right? Is what it the whole setup is kind of very similar, but it adds more twists and more depth as you go further throughout JoJo's, and you really get to see that throughout these two characters, especially Okuyasu's relationship with his dad and his brother, Koichi's relationship with his girlfriend, and him just trying to become a stronger individual. It's just they got such good, better in depth stories than say characters like Lisa and Caesar. So, yeah, part four Jotaro, he's good. He's good. I'm not gonna say too much about him, but yeah, he's kind of very similar. Actually, no, he's good because he's more developed. Honestly, I could even see a case for me putting these two at. There's different reasons why I like part four Jotaro because he seems like he's definitely matured. He knows the most about the world of stands. He's become the old Joseph equivalent to what he was in part three, and I like it a lot. I like the role he plays. You see that again in part six, a little bit in part five, but it's just cool that he's like kind of the keeper of knowledge about this world of stands that he works for the Speedwagon Foundation. It's cool. I really liked him a lot. But yeah, he's good. He's not really the main star of part four, but he does also hold his own. So honestly, I might put him in great as well because Jotaro is just a great character. Oh man, Shigeki or oh my god, what's his name? Oh my goodness, what's his name? Don't why am I blanking? Not Shigeo, that's from Mob Psycho. His name it's Harvest. I don't know. Oh my god, why am I blanking on his name, Thomas? It starts with a K, doesn't it? Oh my god, I need to look this up. Shigekio, that's his name. Okay, I think that's his name. But yeah, he's a great character. Harvest was a cool stand. He was this character that we also kind of just hate, and then his death just kind of hits you out of nowhere. It was very impactful. It kind of just, for multiple reasons, just shows you the world that we're living in is very brutal, and it sets up the character of Kira to be very intimidating and scary. And I think he plays his role perfectly. It was good. He was a good role. Rohan Kashibe is a great, phenomenal character. Now, there is an argument for S tier, but I think I'm probably just biased. He's top of S tier or A tier for me. He is an awesome character in part four. I loved his stand. I loved his personality. I loved his unique design, his unique story of being a manga artist. He was fun. He was exciting. He spiced up part four. Had a great dynamic being a mentor to Koichi their whole relationship is great. I love part 4 if you can't tell, but yeah, so he's a great character. He's excellent. I loved him. The hair of his girlfriend, I don't really care too much for her. She's fine. Same with Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's cool. I'm putting both of these Kiras together. They're the same, and I think they are excellent, great characters. He's definitely not my favorite villain, but he is up there for me in terms of the villains. He's awesome. I'm putting just them as one. He's such a terrifying guy. His presence was very known. You see the little bits of him that we get at the very beginning of the story, and then it slowly develops, and then the whole little subplot of him disguising himself in a new form, and, disguising himself in a family is just so menacing and creepy. It was great. It was excellent. So I really liked that a lot. Now we move into part 5. Part 5. We're getting through this. Okay. Part 5. Giorno is a solid Jojo. I think he might go in good. Out of all the characters in part 5, he's kind of the lower one. Or out of all the characters in part 5 and JoJo's, the main JoJo's, he's kind of lower for me. He kind of is similar to Jonathan in the sense that his personality isn't too fleshed out. I think the other ones definitely have more character development, but he's good. He's good. I like his resolve, his whole wanting to become a gangster. That's very cool. And yeah, I liked him a lot. But like I said, there's just not as much depth as I would like. And, he has a really cool stand, but I don't know. It's just, part 5 for me is interesting. Bruno, however, is an S or an A tier character. He is excellent. I love Bruno. He's great. The head of the group, the gangsters, is awesome. He's a great leader. His death is super impactful. He's excellent. Oh my god, it was so good. Part 5, he carries part 5 in my opinion. So yeah, he's a great character. Next one, I think the only one out of the other part 5 characters that I'd put in great is Mista. I think Mista was fun. We really get to see his development, his relationship with Giorno grow. Obviously, he is one of the other main characters from the group that ends up getting surviving at the end of part 5. So he's awesome. The way he stays by Giorno's side and the way their just connection and bond it grows throughout the show is so good. His stand Sex Pistols is awesome. Shout out whenever we went to Japan. That was the first thing that we ordered at the Jojo bar. It was awesome. He's a great guy. Mista is sick. However, poor Bakyo. He's not. Oh, did Bakyo? Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah. The rest of the gang, I think I'm just gonna put them in all right. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of part 5 compared to the other parts. I'm even gonna put the villains here. Um, yeah, White Album, and then I forget this guy's stand. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they're kind of part 5. They're just all right characters. They weren't something that I was the main reason I'd go back to. Actually, that's not fair. I'll put at least Narancia and Bakio in good. They were good characters. They're fun. Um, Fugo though, he's staying here because he gets written off. So yeah, Trish, she was cool as well, but again, you just kind of see her towards the middle half end of the group, and it kind of felt forced. I didn't really. Spicy Ladies or whatever her stand was called was good. So yeah, they were okay. Again, Diavolo is also kind of all right. I think I'll put him at top of all right. He was kind of just another. He kind of felt a step down from Dio. He was super menacing, but he was just kind of. I didn't really get his motives or wants, and I think that we had already seen the act with Dio being like fully absolute evil. So we were kind of just getting a repeat of that. His stand though is really cool, and that's why I'll put him in the top of It's Alright, because King Crimson is sick. I think if Doppio was also on this list, he would go a bit higher to good. Um, but yeah, actually, I'll put him at the bottom of good just because of Doppio. I'm including Doppio in his, in his character because yeah, Doppio is sick. That was a very cool, unique stand. And having polar, I guess, what is it called, personality disorder, was really sick. So that was pretty cool. Next up, we get into part 6 here. Oh, I forgot Metallica. He'll just go in all right as well. Although he's my favorite fight in JoJo's Metallica versus Doppio. Great fight. Oh, I forgot about Okuyasu's brother. He's also just gonna go in all right. So yeah. Oh, and Highway Coco's going in all right as well. Why did they add so many part 4 villains? There's this. They could have added more part 7 characters, man. But it's okay. It's fine. That's not why we're here. Oh, I forgot Josuke goes there. Okay. Part 6. Here we go. Jolene is going in great. She's awesome. I think she's one of my favorite JoJo characters. Main when I say JoJo, I'm talking about the main protagonist. I think she's up there. She's probably higher for me than Jotaro, to be honest. I really liked her a lot. She's very sick. I think having a female as the lead was a very good way to spice things up. She was great. I love her relationship with her dad growing and her just becoming a better person throughout the show. And I think the setting of a prison is so cool. And for all of those of y'all that have seen the anime and haven't read the manga, go read Part 6 of the manga. It is so much better than the anime adaptation. Netflix did not do a good job, unfortunately. I was not a big fan of it, but I really think that, the manga is so, so good for Part 6. So go read it. It's worth it. I promise. So yeah, Jolene, great character. Hermes, she's gonna go in good. They were good. I think. Oh, oh my gosh, what's this guy's name? Why am I blanking on his name? Um. Oh my, it's like Anasui, Anasui. I think Anasui's gonna go in all right. He was cool. I like his, um, relationship with Jolene, wanting to just be in love with her, but he was okay. Cool stand diver down was interesting. Foo Fighters is going good. Honestly, I could put her in great. Hmm. I'm thinking about. I'll put her at top of good. Just because Foo Fighters was such a good, unique character. I loved her design. The stand was so sick. And then her death is just so iconic and just so impactful to Jolene and the rest of the crew. So yeah, I think she has to go top of good. Okay, now Poochie, he is going in great. He is a great, great villain. I think all the villains, pretty much for the most part, are great in JoJo's, and he is so good. His relationship with Dio, him wanting to attain heaven, just his mannerisms were so unique. It was so good. See, he was like a better Diavolo. He had, he was scary. He had a reason for it, and he had unique mannerisms. I loved it. It was great. Stan is amazing. I loved White Snake, and then getting to see Made in Heaven was so cool. Definitely ominous. Definitely a different kind of evil presence, which was very refreshing from Diavolo in the sense of where this guy, he's kind of like more nerdier, but he's just yet so intimidating. So that was cool. But yeah, moving on to part 7. I guess we'll just count the Poochies. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, Weather Report. Yes, I forgot. Weather Report goes in great. He was a great villain. Great, or not villain. Great character from part 6. We get to see that he's the brother of Poochie. His backstory, that he lost all his memory, was so sick, and that we find out more about him and his whole tragic backstory, which was so awesome to see. And it just made things connect in such a cool way and felt so rewarding when you were reading it. So I think he's a great character. Now moving into part 7, baby. Johnny's he's a good protagonist. He's kind of just there. His reasons are interesting. He does learn a lot. He is okay. That's not true. That's not fair to say he's just there. I'd put him in the bottom of great. I think part 7. All these characters deserve to go in great at the worst. Um, so yeah, actually, yeah. So yeah, we'll just finish with John. Johnny is an excellent, good character. He is very much. He learns from his mistakes. He starts off as a spoiled brat and then gets shot and then becomes paralyzed and goes on this race with Gyro and becomes a better person, learns about himself, and by the end of it we see him a fully changed man, and it's just very cool to see. I guess it's just slow paced throughout the Steel Ball run, but he gets good development and he learns a lot, and we get to see that through the evolution of his stand Tusk as it evolves and becomes insanely OP. So it's great. He was awesome, and then by the end of it, when he's there at the end of the race, oh my god, it's just all so good. Yeah, he deserves to be great. Okay, next up though, we have our third S tier character in. Oh, what the heck? How did this mess up? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Gyro is our third S tier character. He's excellent. He's awesome. So sick. Great character. He's such a good mentor to Johnny. He's got the, pizzazz. He's got the wit, the grittiness. He's so awesome. His design is great. His, using the steel balls as an evolution of Hammond is so sick. It was awesome. He's so cool. He's great. He's got good reasons for why he's doing things. His backstory is so tragic as to how he used to be an executioner, and then he joins this race to try and save that boy. It's awesome. He's so good. Thomas, you need to read part 7 or watch it when it gets animated because it's coming out soon, hopefully. Probably not, but it's coming out. Next up, we got Dio, or Diego, I guess I should be saying, and he's going in great. He's awesome. He was very cool. his stand scary monsters, and then when he gets the world at the end of part 7. These are so spoiler heavies, by the way. I'm so sorry. He's awesome. He's a cool villain. It's just great to see him antagonize Johnny and Gyro. He's great. He's cool. I just don't got anything more to say than he's just awesome and cool and scary and unique. So that's awesome. And then we got our fourth character in S tier, Funny Valentine. For the last one, he's awesome, dude. He is the best antagonist in JoJo's. Just his reasoning, the whole thing. I live by that now. By I'm going to take the napkin first is so awesome. He's such a badass villain. He's great. His birthmark scars that he has of the U.S. flag on the back of his back, and how he's genuinely trying to do everything he can just for the United States is awesome. I think he's so cool. I think he was such a unique villain, and he's definitely one of my favorite characters in JoJo's by far. So yeah. But anyways, guys, this is the tier list. This is it. What do we think? What do we think? I like it. I like it. Thomas, what do you think? Any thoughts?
No, I don't think I will.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do you guys like the tier list? What do you think? I think I did all right. Thomas is looking at me scary. So yeah, I like it a lot. I'm obviously a big JoJo's fan. But let me know if you guys want me to do this again with other shows or stuff like that. Unfortunately, Ben wasn't here this week, but we'll be back to it next week. And my birthday is tomorrow, so wish me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. We'll see you all later. Arrivederci.